Welcome to another episode of Flash Zellow, fiction done fast. It's the little Twitch stream where I take prompts from my writing buddies and I turn them into one-page short stories, live for your entertainment. So today's going to be one of those days where I'm so tired, guys. Last night I got home from work and that stray cat that I've been adopted by, I guess, shows how well trained I am. I got home and he wasn't around and I panicked and kind of wandered the neighborhood. Hello, Mister? Which is kind of what my fiance and I have taken to calling him. And he turned up, but I ended up being out very late. And then I couldn't sleep last night terribly well. So it's not even like, how would I put this? It's not even like a fun kind of tired. I'm just sleepy. And I have obligations for after the stream as well. But it's alright. One fun thing, while we kind of wait for people to roll in, it's one, I still haven't finished lunch. I'm 10 minutes late, and I haven't finished eating. But that's partially because a friend of mine, who actually he dropped off a prompt. A friend bought me a copy of Baldur's Gate 3, which I love the Baldur's Gate series. So I've been very excited about that. And so I was playing that. I could have been napping, getting my strength back, but instead I was playing Baldur's Gate. Yeah, no, it was, I was never much of a gamer growing up. And I had a friend who was my father went to law school, and he was a pretty non-traditional student. I think he must have been 48, I think. And he befriended a guy who was 23, and I was 10. So, as I got older, me and this classmate of my father's actually bonded. We became really close. And he started me off with Knights of the Old Republic. And then he moved me over to Baldur's Gate. And then Fallout. And then Planescape Torment. So, it's kind of nice to... Yeah. No, he was a good friend. I miss him. But... Oh, what's that? I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Let's see. Dang it, I'm at work. Lies. You don't work. Anyways. So, we might be rather sparse today, but that's okay. We might be rather sparse. I might be rather asleep, or at least halfway there. So, this is kind of cool. I added this to my collection. Really fancy Brothers Grimm. Isn't that nice? That's ooh worthy, right? Right? Anyways, it goes along with my Edgar Allan Poe and Lovecraft, because this is the season for these guys, right? Spooky stories, spooky stories. All right, we're gonna fight with the chair. We're gonna see how that goes. Oh, come on! Nope, we're sinking. Got it. Okay. So, just there a little bit. And I think we're just going to hop into it. We're going to do what we do. We're going to read the prompts we've got. We're going to pick one. We're going to write it. We're going to read it. We're going to pick another. We're going to write it. We're going to read it. Does that sound to you guys? All right. And occasionally, I'm going to take a bite of pizza. Because I'm hungry. All right. Post-apocalypse, 2097. And radiation has evolved animals to gain heightened brain capabilities. Lone survivor has to navigate through a cityscape overrun by radiated raider animals. Werewolf plus gun equals revenge. Werewolf minus gun equals romance. Werewolf times gun equals mecha wolf. Werewolf divided by gun equals dead wolf. So here's a fun one, actually. So, I don't know if I'm going to do it today, but I did. So we watched this on stream last week. I have a prompt idea for you, little atypical. This animated short. Trigger warning, sheep attempt suicide. Cosmos Laundromat, first cycle, was supposed to have a sequel, but it's since been cancelled. My prompt is then, what happens after the ding at the end? Can be up to 800 words. So what I did, for anyone who actually has seen it, the premise of the story is basically, well, I think it's at the end. Somewhere in here. There it is. So what I did is I use a pretty neurotic, is really the only word. A neurotic and obsessive are the words you would use to describe my storytelling structure. What I decided to do was to take my normal structure that I've used for every other story and just retrofit it. So instead of being the introduction, the complication, the crisis, reversal, and catastrophe, which is Shakespeare's 5 acts, which is, I studied theater. What I did instead was I took the original film and I broke it into, I tried to fit it into the story structure to leave space for, is that how you spell laundromat? Whatever. So the actual short film that we watched last week was a depressed sheep named Frank attempts to commit suicide by hanging himself from a tree, but he is interrupted by a traveling salesman named Victor who offers him all the lives he ever wanted. Therefore, Frank is transported to a purple jungle and transformed into a caterpillar. If you did not watch it with us, it was strange. It's a gorgeous short film, though. Like, absolutely beautiful. But I looked at the plot synopsis, and this is probably the most thought I've put into any of these. This is definitely the most thought I've put into any of these. But having kind of just taking and assuming that, you know, these are already written and they match the storytelling structure, whatever. Then I redid the format, same length as my other story, so it'll turn out to be about the same word count as any of the others, but to add to or wrap up. So it would, you know, Frank is transported to purple jungle and transformed into a caterpillar, but reversal, something. Therefore, catastrophe, something. And that part I haven't done yet, but I was kind of excited to go through and break that down. But I don't know if I'm ready to do that just yet. Okay, prompts. And then we have a linen pants enthusiast crosses paths with a linen pants salesman. Little do they know, aliens are about to invade, but perhaps they are also linen pants enthusiasts. Perhaps indeed. A picture frame goes missing, only to end up in another person's apartment. Why do they want it? Alright, so I'm hanging out with my COVID pod, and the crowd suggestion is a line of dialogue. How many eggs? Rough estimate. The story of a French omelet from start to finish from the perspective of the egg. An exploration of class warfare and inequality that takes place night at the museum style in a big furniture outlet store between sentient pieces of furniture. No humans allowed. Think Snowpiercer, but in an RC Willy. A 3-word prompt. Eggplant, furious, and catastrophe. Sarah sat down at the table and smiled to her wife. She smiled back, those beautiful crystalline blues bright against the dusky tones of her skin. Yes, this was a writing prompt from somebody else who writes. Okay. Okay. No, I gotta tell this story. It just reminded me of... I'm a big Critical Role fan. And... being a Critical Role fan, when I saw the commercials for Dimension 20's Escape from the Bloodkeep, and I saw that Matt Mercer was playing in that campaign, I was like, I gotta see this. This is great. My fiance and I noticed right away that, unlike the other players at the table, Matt Mercer would describe what he was doing, what his character was doing, what it looked like, how it felt, and my fiance and I just looked at each other and he can't turn it off. He's been a DM for too long. He just can't turn it off. And that's how I feel about this prompt, is my buddy is a writer, so he can't turn it off. Because he also gave us the same friend who did the locals speak in whispers about the hills of the forest, so... Alright. Sarah sat down at the table and smiled to her wife. She smiled back, those beautiful crystalline blues, bright against the dusky tones of her skin. Sarah's heart hitched. She loved that grin. The way Jamie's nose flared, the crinkle at the sides of her eyes, that faint, playful mirth that brought Sarah alive. Oh god, Jamie was so alive. It's time. It's time, Jamie said, her voice calm and even as she placed a kitchen knife on the table. It's time to kill me. The shithead in the back of my brain is going, it's time to... Anyways. Don't mind me. Okay, here's a writing prompt. A necromancer that can only summon the dead he can't understand, so they speak a different language or are from a different era, etc. I really like that. This is actually the friend who sent me Baldur's Gate 3. So, I read this one, and I know part of the challenge is, just making it work. But I read this one, and immediately I was like, I have an idea. I definitely have an idea of how to run with this story. So let's see what we can do. Okay. Oops. Come on. Chrome is struggling a little bit. Is everything struggling? Is that a thing that's happening? I don't know. Oh, is it working? This would be a terrible time to be... Well, I mean, it could be our first instance of technical difficulties. That'd be unfortunate. Trying to maybe close just some windows and maybe that'll help. I don't know. This computer is... It's a little bit old. It's a little bit at the end of its life, but it's got everything I need loaded on it, and the new gaming computer does not, and it's a problem. Okay, well, let's try this again. Okay. So we're going to do what we do, which is use Shakespeare's 5-act structure, which is just the thing I studied in college and the thing I'm most comfortable with. If you have, if you're using a storytelling structure, you can do anything you want. Honestly, like it does, it doesn't matter. If you're using an outline, as long as it's an outline that works for you. And if you're not using an outline, as long as you can finish a story. And that's really the only metric, is can you cross that finish line? Oh, it's a little warm in here. I'm going to open the window. I will... One moment. It's warm and stuffy. Oh, that feels nice already. Okay. And I'm back. Huh. Oh, this just seems to be struggling all sorts of ways today. And, well, if anyone... For anyone watching, if you're having trouble following or if things are not working, just let me know. I don't know what I can do about it, but, you know, it'd be nice to know. Alright. So, introduction. So it's a necromancer. So a necromancer that can only summon the dead he can't understand. So they speak a different language or from a different era. I had an idea for kind of the twist at the end of this. So what we're going to do is we're going to tell the story of him trying to resurrect somebody. Summon them, I guess. And let's see. Introduction. Oh, fuck, I need a name. Caloril the Vile. He said, watching too much Matt Colville recently. This is the day for dropping D&D references. Brendan Lee Mulligan, Matthew Mercer, and Matthew Colville. Everything a growing boy needs to start getting into D&D. Well, hello, Scarlet Fury. How's it going? I should also mention, like, Amy Vorpal and Erica Ishii, and, I mean, obviously Marisha Ray and Satine Phoenix. You know, I didn't mean to be male centric at the start. I apologize. There's wonderful men and women, and those who last betwixt in the D&D world. All right. Nope. Oh my god. I was like, I need to come up with a name for this necromancer. I was like, still thinking about Caloril the Vile, and I was like, the Vile. Devile. Devil. Nope, that already exists. That's a thing. You know, I'm pretty sure that's a thing already. Is that a thing? Let me know. Let me know. Is that alright? Is Deville? Cruella Deville. Caloril Cruella. Oh no. Internet keeps dropping at work, so I don't know if I'll be able to watch. Heart you. Aww. Cruellaville. Cruelville. Cruville! Cruville. Yes, this is how I wrote... I've written several fantasy novels, and it's just this. It's just me sitting there making, like, silly-ass noises with my mouth, going, Cruville? Cruville. Cruville. We're gonna keep the vial. Vial. But reversal. What is the reversal here? Tolkien. Yep. Nope, that's fair. That is fair. There's a great video about world building and names. And there's a whole video that's just like, don't name your mountain Mount Doom. Just don't do it. It's bad time. That said, actually, I'm gonna go against the grain on this one, and like, yeah, it's fucking silly as hell, but like, I grew up in a town called Boulder City, so like, let's not pretend that that it's an unnatural thing for people to do, to just be like, well, Jimbo, what are we gonna name this place? I don't know. Looks around. It's like there is a D&D quality. All right, roll a perception check. What do you see? You know, what do I see? Roll a perception check. I rolled a 2. You see a boulder, just a lot of fucking just rocks everywhere, and you're like, yeah, we're gonna call it Boulder City. I'm from Boulder City. So, yeah, just that. Like, if anything, I think there might be a shortage of silly names like that in Tolkien's world, to be completely honest. In fantasy, we always have this, like, no, it's gotta sound cool and be, like, part of an ancient history, and it's like, so many of the things that we name, in this country, at least, are just the blandest of observations. Again, I don't know how else to put it. Alright. How about this? He does not know if it worked. And I think that's enough to start with. Alright, let's just dive into this. This story about this beleaguered necromancer. Misshapen minions. We're leaning so hard into. We got Obsidian Keep. Should it be a keep or should it be a castle or a tower? An Obsidian Tower. Oh, maybe this is the tower from a couple of stories ago that the little girl is trying to get to. Okay. Misshapen minions scurried out Cruveldevile's way as he stormed through his obsidian tower, his charcoal cape billowing in his wake. Alright. Aw, no. I'm assuming you guys can hear the lawnmower from next door. Alright, well, It was nice having the window open while it lasted. I have an idea for a line, but it comes later. Okay. It's fine, I wrote it out. So I got so caught up in the kind of 80s glam metal fantasy of this all. I forgot that the prompt is I forgot to explain that he can only summon the dead he can't understand. Okay. Oh, I'm trying to remember a word. What the hell is that word? Okay, so this is going to be goofy, but I'm trying to think of a word. I'm pretty sure... I remember it in this book. The Power That Preserves by Stephen R. Donaldson. I am 90% sure that it's right here at the end. No? I mean, there's a crazy word there. Okay. I mean, I think I found it. What's the... Hello. That's fine. I don't understand anything either. Shit, I need another name. Kevin. That's not dialogue. Dais? Is it Dais? Dais. It is Dais. Wait. Alright, let's see how this shook out. Misshapen minions scurried out of Cruvel the Vile's way as he stormed through his obsidian tower, his charcoal cape billowing in his wake. "Move!" he roared, in spite of the fact that none dared stand in his way. He didn't care. They may have been beneath his notice, but not beneath his contempt. Such trifling creatures, half alive, half dead, were the bread and butter of the trade of necromancy. A skill he needed now more than ever. If only his powers worked on those he could understand. If only... No. This time it would work. No more foreign languages. No more different eras. Cruville would harness the power of the Netherrealm and bend the powers of the Netherrealm and bend them with nothing but his will if he had to. Mountains would shudder and rivers would reverse course if he desired it be so. He stormed into his ritual chamber, prepared just the way he liked by one of his ghastly minions. It was still lighting candles when he walked in. With a flick of his wrist, Cruville wrenched the life from his minion, leaving its abominable body to collapse on the floor. He held life in his hand and thrust it into the nude form lying on the raised dais before him. "Live!" he bellowed with all his might. "Live again!" Dark magic erupted from the blackened walls like a chiaroscuro. Cruville was blasted off his feet, thrown to the ground, tangled in his own heap of robes. Had it worked? Was his son... Dad? Kevin's voice asked as the magic faded. "Why the hell am I naked?" "I have returned you to life! I have wrenched your soul back into the world of the living!" the proud father, Cruville the Vile, declared, beaming at his boy. His son did not share his enthusiasm. Instead, he just raised one eyebrow and shook his head slightly. "Dad, you are so weird." Kevin hopped off the dais and walked away, leaving Cruville to scratch his head. There's just no understanding the boy. Hey! What do you think? I like it. It's cute. Probably could have spent a little more time really leaning into the fact that he can only summon the dead that he can't understand, but I liked the first idea. I was like, well, it's got to be about, like, generation gap. It's got to be about a teenager who he just cannot connect with. Okay. I like it. It's kind of cute. So we're going to move that. No, stop it. Do as I want. Gonna hop over and add that to the blog. Which, you know, I kind of knew this ahead of time, but I was talking with the freelance editor that I have been working with on my novel. And I told her a bit about the stream, and I just asked, like, is there a market for this? Is there, you know, would I try and query or what? And she pointed out that they don't like it when you already have... Oh no! Whoops, I messed up something. They don't like it when you've already, like, published on a blog or something, so, like, oh. Oops. So, oh well. Let's see. Let's see if I can fix that real fast. I just realized that I used up the last of my prompts. So, or not prompts, structure. And I could just wing it, because that's what a dynamic and talented person would do. But I need my crutch. So, we're gonna retrieve it. Because that's what we do. Alright. Delete that. Paste that. Yeah. Paste that. Yeah. Paste that. Okay. So that's gonna be Rob. Okay. Whoops. Oh, formatting is gonna be the death of me. I swear to God. Okay. And 20, where were we? 25. Cool. So we did that one. So we're also gonna go back up here to prompts. We're gonna grab this one. And we're gonna put it here at the bottom. Although somewhere the numbers have gotten thrown off again. I don't know what I did, but I don't feel like trying to figure that out on the stream right now. So, okay. What else are we gonna do? I just don't feel confident about tackling this one. I really don't. Also, I just feel like I have to, I'd have to change some things because I don't know if I could actually, if I did ever try and do anything, even if it was just self-publishing, so I just can't shake the feeling that I would somehow get in trouble. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. Shall we? That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna see what happens. So, for anyone who missed the beginning of this stream, I handled this one a little bit differently. I took and I kind of retrofitted the format that I already use. So it's the same length. Oh, somebody. Oh, we got some prompts, I think. Okay, wait, gonna read this. An angel convinces a demon to go good. What is the demon's first attempt at goodness? Does it work? Or the opposite, a demon convinces an angel to go evil. What's the angel's first evil deed? Thought of this at work. I'm sure it's been done 100 times. I don't know. It's a little Good Omens-y, but, like, doesn't have to be. Okay, so as I was saying, what I decided to try and do was to use the short film as jumping off, obviously a jumping off place, but I wanted it to be part of the story. So what I did is I broke it down. I tried to break it into a beat 1 and 2, so, but it wasn't fitting. So I was like, okay, well, I can still do, beat 1, beat 2, and beat 3. So a depressed sheep named Frank attempts to commit suicide by hanging himself from a tree. He's interrupted by a traveling salesman named Victor, who offers him all the lives he ever wanted. Frank is transported to a purple jungle and transformed into a caterpillar. And, so, yeah. That seems to be a pretty accurate description of the short film. And so that left two, a butt reversal, therefore catastrophe. So actually, and this could be, sure, that. So the short film ends with the traveling salesman, Victor, hearing a ding that means whatever. It's never explained. And first things first, I do want to kind of change the names just in case I do ever I don't want to get in trouble for this. So let's see. What are the boy names? Sure, Victor is going to become Valentine. Because I just watched a video about Tremors like a day ago. And I fucking love that movie. And Franklin... I don't know, F boy names. I'm trying to just think of anything. Frank, it's got that, like, you know, almost Brooklyn kind of quality to it, that I like. Finnegan, Fraser, Ferris, Frederick. We're gonna do this is, yep, I'm this hung up on this. Sorry, I just actually saw the chat for the first time in however long it's been. I thought of a Twilight Zone-ish twist. We understand the boy he raises, but we don't understand the necromancer. But does he understand himself? Anyways. Valentine. I really do get this hung up on names. It is the dumbest thing. And, like, anyone else, like, it's one of those things that's, like, fine if you are, you know, just at home working on a story, but, like, I am live in front of people. Oh, no, they're gonna hate me. They're gonna get so sick of this shit. So, Frank... I don't know, I'm gonna go with Jimmy. Fuck it. He's Jimmy now. Frank has become Jimmy, which you might lose something in it, but who cares? I mean, I could honestly still write it. You know what? After all that work, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna stick with the names and then change them at the end. I'm just gonna go through and do a control search and call that. How about that? You like it? Although, actually, I need to check one thing, actually. Oh, no. I promise we're getting to this. I promise. But I just want to double check the absolute ending. He crawls out of the washing machine, lies there for a second, gets up, pulls the headphones off. What is he? He pulls out smoke, right? It's not in a pack. It's... Okay. 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 So, now we're gonna do something. Okay. Oh, what happened? Oh, that was wrong button. Okay. hell was that device anyway? I should have just left this open. Oh well.
Miss.
Right, sorry. Come on. Yep, blue. Okay. So, feel like we got a little bit of can I say a spoiler for Avengers Endgame? If you're desperate to avoid a spoiler from Avengers Endgame, leave it in the comments. I'm going to read this and then I'm going to say what I thought. Okay, so the original short film was a depressed sheep named Frank attempts to commit suicide by hanging himself from a tree. But he is interrupted by a traveling salesman named Victor who offers him all the lives he ever wanted. Therefore, Frank is transported to a purple jungle and transformed into a caterpillar. But bzzz, Victor rushed toward the sound. It was too soon, far too soon to be buzzing. Nevertheless, there was no arguing with its insistence. Victor wrenched open the door to the front-facing washing machine and nothing happened. No one was waiting for him or his services. Victor found himself frowning. Not a very common occurrence, he had to admit. He placed a cigarette between his lips and took a deep drag. The cherry lit an angry red, and a haze of smoke filtered in front of his gaze. If he had to call maintenance on a faulty washer, Victor shook his head. He'd cross that bridge when he came to it. He took another drag. "Don't you know those will kill you?" came a soft voice from the front door. "Don't you value your life?" Victor considered the source of the voice, an old man with dark complexion, with eyes like deep wells, and finally just shrugged. "Depends on what you mean by value." "I guess it does," the man said, chuckling slightly. "You were right, you know." Victor asked. "About what?" The old man reached into his pocket and procured a small device, a black band with a white dial, holding it out toward Victor, whose blue eyes grew wide. "Frank?" he asked. "But you're here. Why are you here? What about your lives?" "All the lives I ever wanted," the old man, Frank, said. "There was only one problem." "Problem? With the device?" Victor asked, taking it from him and fiddling with the dials. "No, device works fine, like a charm, in fact. Problem was me. As many lives as I could ever want, only one constant was me. Once I came to terms with that, well, I guess I only needed the one," Frank said, turning toward the door. "Life, I mean. Goodbye, Victor." The old man stepped back into the world, leaving the redhead alone and smiling. So, I cannot wait to, well, actually, I don't know if my friend is in the chat. He could be. But the friend who gave me this prompt, I am oh so curious to see what he thinks of what I did. And since I don't see anyone in the chat complaining or saying no spoilers for Avengers Endgame, it just reminds me of the scene with Cap appearing at the end as an old man. So, how about that? We wrote a rather weird one today. Oh gosh, what are you? You're headings 2. Okay. I just wrote 22, so you're actually 23. Damn it. Oh, formatting to the death of me. Wait. Okay, so you're actually 24, you're actually 25, and you're actually 26. Alright, that was a weird one. That was doubly weird, but I like this is kind of the only place I could imagine taking this story specifically, was the idea of, you know, if you can have infinite lives, the only constant would be you, right? It would only be what you bring with you every time, you know, based on what was in the short film. So the idea of I didn't want to take it, because it was such a kind of hopeful little short film. I didn't want to take it to a place where it's like, oh, and it's actually really bad. I kind of wanted to be more like, maybe a little bit of Groundhog's Day, of like coming to terms with or peace with yourself. So it's like, oh, you can live as many lives as you want, but you won't be happy until you can accept who you are. And then you don't need all the different lives. So, you know, I like it. I think it's kind of a cute thing. One thing I kind of want, or if I edited this, I'd actually make him probably not a man. I don't know what I would do. Probably, maybe like a dog. I don't know. Because the short film just runs with it, right? He's a sheep attempting to commit suicide. And he talks, and he, you know, all that stuff. Obviously there's no reason that the little device couldn't turn him into a person. But I almost like the idea that, well, and it could even be that he just is a sheep again, you know? Like, he's come full circle, right? He's come full circle, and he doesn't need either the device or, you know, to kill himself. So, that's an option as well. But for a little rough pass in front of an audience, I think that's pretty damn good. So, we did some good work today, team. Way to go. Go us. Go have a cookie. Go take a nap. I want a nap. Nap sounds nice. Okay. And I'm just moving that on over to the blog, where it means I will never be able to get these published, but so what, right? Like, that's not the fun part, I guess. The fun part is just kind of seeing what you can come up with, right? Like, I was never super adept at... Oh dear. Sorry. It's the formatting. It's always the damn formatting. Nope. Okay. Huh. Okay, wait, I think I fixed it. Okay, and there we have it. And I was going to let you guys know, I think I mentioned it last time, but I did start making a YouTube channel specifically for these prompts. The only problem is every time YouTube seems to think that my name, so the channel is Zellow, but YouTube seems to think that my name is definitely misspelled. So, but here it is. It is under Flash Zellow. The first 3 streams are up, and yeah. Oh, they're out of order. That's fine. That's fine. Who cares? Alright. Well, I've taken up enough time. I never actually did finish eating this pizza here, so I'm gonna wrap things up. I'm gonna say farewell. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to write. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye! That's the wrong button.